Winter. If you look up Cordell Winter, you'll find it. It's right now. It's on YouTube with a music video, and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of releases coming out the next couple of months. But right now, the song is called Down. It's called Down. It's a song I wrote, and it's actually very in tune with what we're talking about. To give people a place to feel at home, and it's coming along, man. So I guess here we go, right?
Here we go. Some of the key words, we pick up on phrases and and things that are being said. So let's cut right to it. Don't let the world get you down.
That's right,
brother. Are you hit it on the head with a hammer or what? I mean,
thank you.
Can it be a sledgehammer that you hit it with?
Yeah, we could hit it with something.
But and here's the thing on how I look at so many things of things being taught to me. You know, when you said don't let the world get you down, if it is not if, but when we put those spikes in the train tracks that we're traveling on, and we keep saying the same things, we will roll to a better place.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And I don't, and I'm using this metaphor about the tracks and the train because so many people get derailed by the things that's happening to them in their lives. And the people that are doing what you call the light work, the light, the what you call the heaven's work, the peace work, the spiritual work, the song you write, those are spikes to keep us on the tracks. And those tracks have been laid out by the different things that people have done, whether it be the Bob Marleys of the world, whether it be the Cordell Winters of the world, whether it be all those different spiritual, amazing teachers we've had to say, hey, if we don't do this together, we're going to end up breaking, and we've been broken for a while.
Right, for sure.
So is that one of the reasons why that song hits you, is because you're looking at the brokenness of what's going on, or what's the anthology of the mindset there?
A lot of what you said, and a lot of it is also kind of the mindset to separate yourself kind of from what's going on and to start thinking for yourself, if that makes sense.
It does.
I think the song is a calling for people to, hey, there's something out there to join, there's something out there to be a part of. And this music here, and music's my home, so I want to be able to bring that home to a lot of other people through this music. And but yes, the song is based upon being able to separate yourself from a world that's kind of been planned out for you, and to take the steps and not let it get you down, because not necessarily all the answers that you're given are the right ones.
Are you referring to the systematic system that is trying to control the human being and the human heart and try to make them into nothing but slaves of the humanity? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. Yes. Hit it with the hammer.
Yeah, you're a rebel. I mean, when people talk like that, they're like, the guy's crazy. Why not fall in line? Yeah.
But it's really not crazy.
No.
You're going to live a life that's a lot less chaotic if you just let, honestly, the natural flow of the universe take care of you. And you'd find out that all the answers that you need are kind of right in front of you, instead of all the things that are being created for you,
When I talk about the science of emotional education, and the music, and like I said before on Bridges, and I'd like to welcome everyone for listening to Bridges Live here, where I'm Dr. Paul, and Paul Dyer. You can always catch us every 8 p.m. here on Monday, here on Bridges Live, and the podcast comes out later today on iHeart and iTunes Radio. And what I like to talk about is the connection to everything we have in our lives. Because if you miss the connection, this is the derailment I'm talking about. And I think that's what Cordell was talking about with the systematic things that are trying to control you. You're not living, like my daughters would say, you're not living your best life. And if you're not living your best life, there's probably something you need to check out. And hopefully, just hopefully, something, even when you're in your, and I don't want to say depressed state, I don't want to use, even though that's part of things, just because things are depicted in a certain way, that means you fall out of sorts. Well, hopefully, things like music can bring you back, When you were sad, Cordell, when you were growing up, what was some of the songs that you remember that would take you out of...
Oh, man. Songs that would take me out of being sad?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like other songs or my songs?
Your songs. You could pick either one and play it.
Oh, you want me to play it? Okay. Let's see. Well, let's see. this song called King on a Broken Throne. That's
okay.
Trying to get you through it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Want to hear it? Want to hear it, Paul?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Tonight, I'm just trying to find the light. Yeah, my motives are right. And I'm so weak and vulnerable, just trying to find something to make me whole tonight. I'm just a king on a broken throne. Tonight, love, won't you come near? I am not the one to fear. Oh, yeah. It's us tonight. The storm in my heart, broken down these palace walls. Yeah, away all my valuables. But tonight, I'm just a king on a broken throne. Yeah, tonight, I'm just a king on a broken throne. Real short version of that one.
Also, again, I want to thank everyone for listening to Bridges Live, and you listen to Cordell Winter. He just came out with a new single, and you catch him on. You have a YouTube channel, and it's just
Yeah, I have YouTube, I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I have all of it.
and the new single you just released.
It's called Down. It's that first one I played.
Yep, and the video I like. Where did you shoot that video? That field was amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. I shot that out, believe it or not, over by a Cocoa Beach, over that way, in a hidden little spot.
Man, and then you got the kids dancing with you. I just thought it was like you were playing the harmonica like the Pied Piper, man, because it's something about, we know what kids represent, and it's the innocence, right?
Yeah.
So, are we, and this is not like a question to ask you because it's not about fixing it, but music is supposed to bring us back to those innocence, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and the youth of the future, so you bring them to a realization of what really matters, and you might change a lot of people.
So,
they can change, what were you going to say?
No, and I'm waving. Thanks for everybody for coming in and joining us on Instagram and Facebook. But my question for Cordell, you listen to Cordell Winter, and he's my musical guest and a friend of mine from Orlando. He just played his song Down, and he's got a new release. But ultimately, like I was saying, it's about vibration, human manifestation, emotional manifestation, and bringing your heart into play. And your music, all music, good music, loving music, creates that vibration. And do you think about those vibrations when you're writing, Cordell?
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm writing, I think about sometimes about what I'm feeling, and a lot of times about what I want to say to people, try to, bring them closer to themselves, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's what I would. There's a lot that goes into it. It's an emotional escape.
I know. I write. I wrote my kids' songs when they were born, and I played music. And even when I'm writing or putting things out there, it is an emotional state that I know I'm in, but I like to share it. It's almost like I share my heart with who I am, with what I do. Even in all the martial arts I do, the education and the martial sciences, it's about building that trinity, And so many people live on the physical side, and that's why they're angry. or that's why they're hostile, because they're just reacting. They're not even living. They're trying to survive it, and yet it's causing so much disturbance, you know.
For sure.
And I hope, you know, you got a great avenue, because people, when they go home, they do turn on the radio, they turn on their favorite CD, or look how old I am. I was going to say tape player, but
I actually have a couple of those.
do you really?
I do.
But it's really getting into that. Those stations, those satellite stations, and they have their favorite music, and it brings them back to a place. But here's the thing: if I'm teaching emotional education, I don't want to bring you back. I want to keep you, to move you forward, because it's hard to wake up if you stay asleep.
For sure.
So
dwell too much on what's going on.
Right. So
instead of
instead of vibing right now, you know, you're like, oh, I remember when this song came out, and I remember how I felt then, and I feel like shit now. So how do you think your music can music fix that? Instead of bringing people back, can they bring them forward?
I don't think it can fix it, but I think it can teach you something to be able to fix within yourself, you know?
Okay.
To be able, I mean, heck, when you go to certain shows, that gathering, that love you feel in the audience,
right,
bounces back and forth on stage is, it kind of is significant to maybe capturing that glimpse of what life is really all about. You know, love and acceptance, and wow, it's a big thought.
It's a huge thought. It's huge, but it's something that you as an artist do, or artists, painters. We use that part of the hemisphere of the brain, and that's where the amygdala comes in, where we're melding that process, right, between hemispheres and understanding where we are in cognitions and things like that. We gotta, so many things are lived by day-to-day habitual action that they're not conscious. And you said it earlier, they're not conscious. And speaking of conscious, before I let you go, I'm going to ask a request, and I hope you don't mind. It's a Bob Marley song. I don't know if you want to play it, but it's Redemption Song. Because it fits. Before I let you go and move on to the things you got to do, it fits, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, thanks for having me on the show here, man. This is great. You're doing a lot of good things. You know, people need this. So, heck, I love that one you did when you were in the forest talking about disruption.
Yes,
that was great.
You know, again, like you do your music, I want to bring people to consciousness. And to let them know there's a science to consciousness, not just some magical hold a ball, rubber bead, and no, man, there's a cellular science to it, and it does have causes and effect. And if you just think, it's kind of like, why would you eat this food if you don't know the health benefits of it? Just because someone tells you it's healthy, you still get less of a benefit if you don't have what you call acceptance. Mm-hmm. If you don't have acceptance to the food that's healthy, then you're just chewing. You're just another cow in the fields. And then it goes back to what you said. If you're just a cow, then the machine is moving you. Then you're just a farm animal in this world. And if that's all you want to be, then you're going to be slaughtered.
Yeah, well said. Very well said. Yeah, it's awesome. It's just like that. I'm really into a lot of the stuff the indigenous Native Americans would preach, and there was meaning in every single thing they did. It wasn't just a necklace, like you said, or a bead or a shirt. There was every single piece of everything you did was glorifying something greater than ourselves. And
that's
I think that's the way to live. But I think there's a disconnect, and that's a part of what I'm trying to bring back into my music is the fact that there's a way of life that could get us closer to the connection of why we're really all here, you know, in the first place. So,
And you're doing it, brother. You're doing it.
Thank you.
And you know, we can, before you play, there is a support staff that I believe most people don't have, but we need love in our lives. So do you want to mention your support staff? Because there's two amazing people who I know I met that are just, you know, not everyone has what you have. I get it. You're a blessed child by the support staff, but we can love each other and support each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For me, hands down, probably my best friends are my mom and dad. Doesn't matter. It could be a real problem some days, and they deal with me, and they, you know, teach me, but they lift me up like a bunch of best friends would, and not a lot of people get to have that. You know, sometimes being aware can make you feel real misunderstood, but
Right.
that's kind of what I want to give everybody out there, let them know being misunderstood and that necessarily isn't a bad thing, because you're not alone.
No.
You know, right here in this music and in this life, there is other people that want, you know, feel that emotional touch and that stir, you know, when you touch them, and that feeling of, you know, giving meaning to life, if that makes some sense. But
it does make sense. And we never get tired of hearing it, brother. We never get tired of hearing the stuff that make that. And here's the thing also, and I'll let you play the song. If it doesn't make sense, just raise your hand and ask the question. You know what I mean? Go ask someone. So ask me, ask Dr. Paul and say, Dr. Paul, man, I heard your show, and man, I didn't get nothing. I have not a clue what the hell you talked about. You can inbox me, text me, call me, blah, 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 and say, what were you talking about? And then I'll be like, hey, I'm glad you asked, and now I can talk to you about where you're at. Because
absolutely. Reach out to me as well on all the social medias at Cordell Winter, and you can follow my journey and the music. And I'd love to be able to. I reach as many people as I can. So I'm right along with you, Paul. That's awesome.
So go ahead. You play. You play.
You want me to play?
Yes.
All right.
I'm excited. That's right. songs. You guys have listened to Cordell Winter. Remember, at Cordell Winter, all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All of my guests I ever have on, I am just such blessed to be blessed by you guys' presence, because it's about the communication and bringing people to showcasing the light workers, like I said, the soulful workers that are doing the work out here, because you said it, we're not alone, brother, you're not. And I like to, again, thank you so much. Please keep posting and letting us know where you are. Where are you next? Are you playing out next? I know you're in Florida, but so people who are listening in Florida, where are you out next?
Right now, I've been, I do some little shows here and there. I've been focusing a lot on the music videos. I just got done in Tennessee for a while, in LA, and I'm doing some work out there, so I'm chasing the dream, man.
We all are, and you got hope as your back, man. You got hope is guiding you, man.
Right.
So blessings, brother, blessings. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. You're awesome.
Thank you for listening to Cordell Winter. We're cutting him loose, and because we'll be having Ashley come on here pretty quick, and Ashley's going to be calling us in because we have another guest. So I know Miss Ashley is listening. So when she calls in, she's going to be adding in. We got another special guest. But listen what I'm trying to say. We have amazing people who are here to help you either raise a child. Now, I know I was gone last week, and things seem to go just so fast. But my oldest daughter just had a baby. Yes. Her name is Genesis. So I am actively saying welcome, Genesis, to our lives. And thank you so much for being a part of our lives and giving us what you call new beginnings. And there is many things that happen in our lives. Remember, they don't happen to you. They happen in. And there's a different, and it's not semantics of how you are looking at it, but how you are absorbing it. And if you're absorbing things that are happening to you, then it takes you away from being a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, whether it's positive or negative, you're not going to be able to learn from it. The journey is about development, creation, melding your consciousness, and if it's separated from you, then you're not a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, then it's going to bury you. It's going to cause a discomfort, it's going to cause a situation, right? Or it's going to cause those stressful words that so many people use as circumstances. Well, that's because you're separating yourself from the word. We're coming. I got so many. Oh, there it is. Look at my brothers. Yeah, look at my brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Hello. It's so cool because Instagram catches you guys faster than Facebook, but there you guys all are. I just want to make sure.
I have the green light the other day was on the line with the perfect flower. Honey, Dr. Paul,
the perfect flower, man, the healing flower.
Yeah.
So, we know Facebook is catching up, and there's a little bit of a delay, but brothers and sisters, Miss Ashley, we missed you last week. I know we've had the baby that's attached to our lives. Now you got Genesis.
Yes.
And
Yes, darling.
yeah.
Congrats, he's a papa again.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, Miss Ashley, we know you got it. We know you can talk, but let's introduce our guest to the family.
Yes, darling. Of course. I would like to introduce you to the new addition to the Just Be You magazine family, baby, Miss Taylor, Mr. Brown, Consulting, aka Baby the Perfect Flower Movement. Yes, I'm gonna let them talk because they are so amazing, and I know Dr. Paul you're gonna love it. They're actually, the Just Be Your tour we're trying to do. They're actually going to be in and talking about how healthy it is and stuff like that.
That's the one, yeah, okay, look what you got to come up on, right?
Exactly.
So, without...
Make a millionaire.
Hey.
Because we didn't know all of that, but thank you, Miss Ashley. We'll take that.
But you know what? Hey, we've been chatting, boxing back and forth, and we know what the perfect flower is, but I want you to first tell us who you are and why you started it.
Good evening, and first of all, I want to thank you for having us on your show. My name is Jerome Schoenberg. I'm the president and CEO of Green Life Consulting, LLC.
Go ahead, sister.
I'm sorry, it's a little bit of a delay. I'm sorry. My name is Tamar Gibbs, and I'm the vice president and CFO of Green Life Consulting, LLC.
So, brother, go ahead. Tell us why you started this movement, or acknowledge that we needed it.
Right now, in the media and news, cannabis legalization, decriminalization is a big topic. So when we decided to do, Tamar and I, we got together and put our skill sets together to try and provide the right education for the general public. And in providing the right education, we also are helping people get a better understanding of the benefits of the plant, as well as how we can turn this opportunity into, to a commercial situation where people can use this information and create the business.
So tell us about the plant that most people don't know what's going on about, because we know that marijuana my daughters use it for their joints, their bodies. I'm catching a lot of wind. Miss Ashley, is that you and your wind?
Let me see if let me mute it. Okay.
It was her. I knew it.
I can't hear it.
But she's listening, so that's good. So tell us about tell us what it is that you're trying to get the education, because it's so much you would think people would just understand, and it's about education. So give us that piece, brother.
Okay, so what we do is we take an approach to where we look at the science of the plant.
Yep.
We take a look at medical benefits of the plant and the social impact of the plant. Because when we look at it from a social perspective, we all know that for the past 8 decades, 80 plus years, information has been put out from various organizations, including the government, that has been misleading and wrong. So within the last couple of decades, there's been a movement to provide the right information for the people. So we feel if we take a look at it from a scientific perspective, we can find a new common ground to start dialoguing about this plant, instead of just constantly pointing at, it's been illegal for 80 years. So what we're trying to do is create the right dialogue with all walks of life. Because this is an opportunity for us to change humanity, because this plant puts you in every industry, and it puts you in every person's life, whether they want it or not, simply because of its high utility.
Yes. So let's talk about the science of the plant. Let's go, because I'm a science geek and I know the science of the plant, but what are some of the factors that you think have not been talked about on the science side? Because we're going to get into the decriminalization of it and how it's affected so many communities throughout for 80 years and what they've done to the people for criminalizing the plant. But let's talk about the science of the plant that you want to talk about.
Tamara, you want to take that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we primarily focus on when we talk about the plant is more the benefits of edibilizing the plant, because we know that when you edibilize, you get more of the benefits out of the plant than you do when you smoke the plant. So one of the things that we do is we take the approach to educate people about the plant. We educate you about the cannabinoids, because it's not just THC and CBD.
Yes.
You have so many other cannabinoids and the benefits of using full spectrum products versus isolates and things like that. So we just break it down so that people can get a better understanding of cannabis, because there's so much information. It can get very confusing. I know when I first started, it was a little bit confusing. And so that's what kind of started my quest to understand it, was so that I can help other people who are just getting into the industry, who have no idea about how to get started, where to get started at.
So let's talk about the cannabinoids that you're talking about. Let's get into that and what and how that affects the body.
The first thing we have to remember that this is a plant. So
yes.
when we look at it as a plant, we have to look at how is it classified and where does it come from.
Correct.
So it comes from the Cannabaceae family, and in that family you also have hackberry and hops.
Right.
And that's where you get cannabis from. So the cannabis plant has two primary species. You have Cannabis sativa L, which is hemp, and Cannabis sativa, which is commonly referred to as marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we look at Cannabis sativa L, hemp, we see that as the side of or the species that is industrialized. It's used for clothes and food.
Everything.
And everything. Right, everything. If we want to break it down to various industries, it can be used to create rope. It was used to create rope. And when we look at the history of this country, you had to be a hemp farmer before you can farm anything else.
That's right.
So that's the side of the coin that we're trying to get people, especially in Texas, to understand, since we have a very limited cannabis program. That Texas used to be the #1 hemp state. So what we're trying to do
I did not know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and a lot of the prohibition that came with the cannabis plant, it came from issues out of Texas because of our proximity to the Mexican border.
Okay.
That conversation is more for the decriminalization.
Yeah.
But on the science side, what we're really trying to get people to understand is that, when we look at the plant scientifically and we look at it as two species, hemp is more for industrialization purposes.
Right.
But it does have medical benefits, and that's where we get to CBD primarily.
Yeah.
And when we look at Cannabis sativa, commonly referred to as marijuana, it has two subspecies, indica and sativa. Mm-hmm. Now, when we start looking at those two subspecies, then we can start paralleling the benefits of these subspecies with the medical benefits. So if we're talking someone is having, medical conditions that require attention to the body, that would be more of an indica strain. So where that particular subspecies has a large effect on the CB2 receptor.
Right.
And then on the sativa side, which is referred to as like a head high, that connects to your CB1 receptor, which is your central nervous system and your heavens. See, so what we're trying to do is get people to understand how to first take a look at this plant from a scientific, that's explaining its categorization, its taxonomy, and then get into the pharmacology of the plant. And that's when we start talking about the different cannabinoids like CBGA, CBDA, CBGN, CBD, WTF9, 11-hydroxy, THC. All of those good numbers. Yeah.
Well, here's and I've said this before, and Miss Ashley can tell you, and you've listened to a lot of the show before, is that so many things that we talk about on Bridges is to get you from here to there, right? So many people think they know something, until they fully understand it, it doesn't do nothing for them. Right? People say, well, I knew it was good, or I knew it, but you didn't know anything about how it attaches to the receptors. So what did you know? How did you even understand how it worked if you just say, oh, it made me feel good? Well, there's a lot of things that make you feel good, but if you don't know the understanding of it, your body will still reject it.
Right. And what you're saying is true, and that's important for people, the listening audience, to understand is that just because one person say it does one thing for them, you have to take a look at that person's lifestyle. Because I can live a certain way and use a certain cannabis product and affect me one way, and my brother can live a totally different lifestyle and affect him a totally different way. And I like how you said that a lot of times certain situations are bridges to other, and that's what we're doing. We're creating a bridge to close the education gap, so that when people start investing their money, they will have the right knowledge to make wise business decisions.
So let's get in and think. So that's the science part, because we're going to do this, the science. Now let's talk about the monetary value that people can now invest in so they can help, create million or just live a better life. So let's go to that side. So what do people need to know before they start investing in this beautiful flower?
Well, Doc, the first thing we tell people is get the right education.
That's why you're here, because this is where the right education.
That's the first thing. People have to be properly educated, because there's so many levels to this industry. Yeah. We have to look at it like what it is. It's really the last financial frontier when we start looking at Mother Earth. It is that frontier that will create the next generation of Carnegies, Mellons, and your billionaires and tycoons, just like the Industrial Revolution did for the oil tycoons.
And the steel, and when you start Carnegie Mellon, it was the steel. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. So what we're faced with, a great opportunity is a once-in-a-generational lifetime opportunity. I mean, a person can position themselves so that their children's children can benefit from their wise business decisions in this industry. So when we look at what a person should know, they have to know which sector of the industry they want to go in.
Right.
And that's where a lot of people fall short. They just have money, they have land, they have an idea, but they don't have the guidance. And that's what our company does. It provides that guidance that a person may need. So this is the Wild West. There's a lot of gray area with cannabis right now. So we are the premier navigators of this terrain.
So I guess because people got tons of questions, and I think I'm getting a couple of questions in here now on Facebook. But one of the questions I think people have is where do they get a hold of you to get the specific questions they need? Let's go with that first.
So what was the question? They had a specific question?
Yeah, because you're going to be the resource of them. So how do they get a hold of you directly and say, hey, I have a specific question about this flower, and so they can ask you directly. Let's get that out there before we don't skip a beat on that.
Right. So our web address is www.greenlight-consulting.com. And you can email us at info@greenlight-consulting.com. greenlight-consulting.com.
And your phone number's going to be on there too. Green Life.
Yes, they can reach us through the website.
It's Green Life, right?
Green